See, I walked down the hallway to get to the back seat. See why it's a hallway? Does nobody get it?
I mean, I think people understand a space between two things is a hallway. So this week we have the 2024 Subaru Ascent Touring Trims. This is the fully loaded Subaru Ascent. And I want you to bear with us because as this review evolves, it's gonna start off probably more negative and then end up really positive. So stay tuned and you'll see why. Yeah, so starting off with the Subaru Ascent, I think we are both in agreement that it's not the best looking car in the world. Subarus have sort of made an identity of themselves as being kind of dorky, but in a lovable sort of way. And I think the Ascent, being the largest Subaru, definitely lives up to that. Now, there's a couple positives here. I think the lighting elements look pretty good when they're turned on at night. I'll show you a couple clips. It's got good lighting all around, and it's got some interior lighting we'll look at later with the ambient lighting. There's nice little touches. I don't think so. Okay. We can dive into the menu, but I don't think you can. But the exterior lighting looks good. I think in this color, it's pretty inoffensive. Doesn't look terrible in this color. This sort of like, what would you call this? Merlot? Yeah. Kind of like a Merlot color. We're not usually the biggest fans of kind of a maroon or a purple, but it looks pretty decent here. Purple. No, it's not purple. But I also think the black grille works better than, you know, something that was more of a metallic finish. But overall, it's not the best looking car in the universe. It looks dorky in the way that a lot of Subarus do. The Forester does, the Outback really does, but that's kind of its thing. The Crosstrek is kind of the one that looks sort of good. So if you're really concerned with style, the Ascent might not be your jam.
Oh no, don't park there. No, Whoa, why would you park there? That's the worst spot in the whole lot. Nope, that's too tight. Don't do that. What about, no. Why would you, no, not there. Not there, why would you do that?
Working with your spouse is not always easy.
Especially when it's with this guy.
So you can imagine that it's important to keep lines of communication open. Sometimes that means talking to somebody.
Like a licensed therapist.
We've done this in the past to ensure that we're being the best version of ourselves for each other. And that's how we've been able to stay married for 20 years.
21.
That's how we've been able to stay married for 21 years.
And it's not just for us. We've been high school teachers for over 20 years, and we have 2 teenage daughters, so we take mental health very seriously.
We see the positive benefit in young people when they have someone that they feel that they can trust and that they can talk to. And that need, it doesn't just go away when you get older. If anything, it's just as important. That's where BetterHelp comes in, the sponsor of today's video. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen. Go to betterhelp.com/Jax, that's Jax, to get connected to a professional with years of experience.
For introverts like me, it's perfect because you can do it all from your phone or computer via video chat, phone call, or messaging.
And you'll usually be matched with a therapist within the first 48 hours, so you can get started as soon as possible. So let BetterHelp connect you with a licensed therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your own home.
Visit betterhelp.com/Jax, Jax, to receive a discount off your first month.
That's betterhelp.com/Jax and start prioritizing your mental health today. So, where do you want to go eat dinner?
I don't care.
How about Mexican?
No.
Italian?
No.
American?
No.
Pizza?
No, definitely not. This is a mid-size SUV. Let's talk about styling. First of all, we have the old classic Subaru badge.
The old classic
with the,
Subaru badge?
You know, you always, with the little stars. I don't know, what are those supposed to be? Stars?
Stars?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's because it's like no letters, but like, you know, that's a Subaru. Well,
that's the purpose of all badges.
I don't love the front end. I'm not gonna lie. The grille's kind of dorky. I know I told you it wasn't dorky, but now the more I look at it,
yeah,
it's not my favorite.
It's a dorky looking car.
It's not my favorite. Yeah. I mean, it's like a Subaru, but I don't think Subarus.
It's gonna get better.
It's not meant to be like, whoa, look at that cool Subaru. Right. Like, I don't think that's a sentence anyone's ever said.
Anyone's ever said that sentence.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh look, there's a classic, trusty.
Someone in the comments is gonna go, what about the Subaru SVX Coupe?
Is that a cool
maybe
Subaru?
That one back from the 90s.
But the front end is, The side, I actually don't hate it from the side.
No, it's okay.
Like, I think it's got a good shape. I like the roof. Do they all come with the roof rack?
I don't know if I think they do actually, because Subarus are like, adventure ready.
I like it. And I think the tires look good.
The wheels.
The wheels.
The wheels. It's only been a year or so reviewing cars.
Shut up.
The metal things are wheels.
But I think from the side, it's great. It's got a great shape. I've seen way dorkier cars from the side, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's a low bar.
So, well, I'm just saying, like, I like it from the side. I've always liked it from the side. And then even from the back, it's really just the front I don't like. I think this looks fun. I mean, the license plate's a little dorky.
Well, it's in a weird spot. It's like dead center.
Is it? It's like weirdly high or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's very just average back here. I like the side. The back is average. The front is not my favorite.
Yeah.
But since we're back here, do you want to see what the interior?
The cargo space?
Yeah.
The interior space?
Look at that. I figured it out real quick.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
that is what I will tell you, and what you will, I think, see on this review, is that it's very user-friendly.
Yeah.
Like, everything is where you think it should be. What's under here?
I think a little extra space in the
Oh.
luggage cover.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. It is
can I
nice
sit in
that it
here?
has a place that you can put the luggage cover.
Now, I mean, this is a good bit of space. Now, it's a little shorty here, though.
Well, I mean, the opening is...
So I guess it's not a ton of space, to be honest with you.
It's 18 cubic feet behind the third row.
Can I close this? Can I pull up the third row?
Yeah.
I just want to see what it's like. Ah! Okay, that's kind of heavy.
I mean, I think if you were standing outside the car,
Then it would be
easier.
easy.
Yeah, I think sitting in the back while you do
Okay.
it is probably not ideal.
Not what they intended?
No.
I mean, this is a decent amount of space. You
Yeah.
could definitely fit a couple suitcases, some groceries,
18 cubic feet where you are...
a person,
48 cubic feet total.
if this is down.
Yeah.
So,
Which is good. That's like kind of average in this
yeah.
class.
And I feel like, honestly, when you get a 3-row SUV, you have to know, like, if I have all 3 rows up, I do not have a ton of space.
Yeah.
So, I
if
mean...
you've got 3 kids, you're going to need a
yeah,
a
it is
luggage
what it
carrier.
is. It's not a huge amount of space. Yeah, if you're going out of town, you're going to want a luggage carrier, but it's not bad.
All right, so under the hood, the Subaru Ascent is powered by a 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder. It's making 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you don't know, or you're curious, or you're new to the whole Subaru things, Subaru uses a flat engine configuration. So it's called a boxer because the pistons go outside to side. Now, the cool thing about an engine like that is it makes it very short. So you can set it lower in the car, gives you some different characteristics for kind of weight distribution and stuff like that. So there are some positives here. 277 pound-feet of torque is not bad. It's running through a CVT automatic transmission, which I'll talk about more in my portion of the driving. Now, the CVT here handled everything very well. Like, I have a lot of like kind of positive experiences with it. I know not everyone's a big fan of CVTs, but Subaru, in addition to like Honda and Toyota, have really kind of done their homework on CVTs, and this one works really well. So we'll get to more on that later. Fuel economy in this is decent, okay? We did some long driving on the tank of gas that we are currently on right now, and we're right at 23 miles per gallon. When I say long, I'm talking about like 99% on the highway. So you're not gonna see a lot better than 23 miles per gallon, even if it says it can do a little bit better than that. 23-ish miles per gallon is probably about what you're gonna get. Now, the upside with the CVT is that around town, I was still around the 19 to 20 range. So in city suburban driving, I was doing what I consider to be pretty decent on fuel economy, but in highway driving, it was just okay. It's not terrible for the class, but it's also not like stellar. It's not gonna wow you. So something like a Toyota Highlander hybrid obviously has way better fuel economy. But yeah, it's a hybrid. But something like Kia Telluride or the Hyundai Palisade is gonna be about the same, if not slightly worse, because they're running V6s. So just keep that in mind. But in terms of power and pickup and smoothness of operation, this is a pretty great powertrain.
I don't really know how I feel about Subarus, or how I felt about it before this one.
We had one
I don't remember that.
last year.
Oh, okay, it's been a year. My mom
Yeah.
has a Subaru.
She
So we do have a Subaru in the fam, but we always make fun of her because it doesn't have tinted windows. Sorry, Mom. She's probably
This
watching
one
this.
does.
This one does. This is a 3-row SUV.
Yep.
So is this a large? It's not large though.
No, but it's like a
Mid-size?
mid-size 3-row, yeah.
Okay, a midsize.
Like a Honda
mid-size.
Pilot, Toyota Highlander.
Okay, in
Kia
that
Telluride.
in that genre.
Yes.
So driving wise, because I know you like me to. That's all I can talk about.
Well, while we're driving.
But you know what? Some
That's
people might
not
want me
all
to
you
like
can
switch
ever
around.
no one wants you to switch around.
You don't know.
Well, we're going to
Okay.
cover the other stuff. Then it becomes repetitive.
Okay. Try living with this guy. Okay. So driving wise, I think it is a great drive. It's very smooth. The brake and the gas are exactly how I want them to be. I drove it on the interstate, and I thought the pickup was a little lacking, but you said I just needed to.
You just got to get after it. It has a CVT.
You got to get after it.
So
I don't know what that means though.
That's the continuously variable automatic.
Then why isn't it CVA?
Well, continuously variable transmission.
CVT. Okay. So apparently I didn't get after it enough. But like I don't notice that at all. I think that's the kind of thing I would have gotten used to, right? But like the brake is not the least bit grabby. The gas gives when I want it to. Like it, I just really do like it. It definitely, it's not like brakes I have to get used to.
No, it's very
It just does what I want it to do. The seat is very comfortable.
Very.
I'm very comfortable. I fell asleep in that seat, so that was
Zonked
very comfortable. I did not fall
That's
asleep
pretty
in this
common,
seat.
though.
Don't worry. I can fall asleep in a lot of cars.
Yeah.
But it was pretty comfy. But it is very comfortable. The seats, it's not super cushy. I could do with a little more cush, but it's pretty good. But driving wise, I think it's great. Yeah. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
But not floaty.
No, I really like.
I don't know what's
the balance here.
Yeah, it's a good balance. It's a good balance. But now I want to talk about all the other things, but you won't let me do that yet.
Well, I'll talk a little bit more about the driving, and then we'll get to the interior.
Yeah,
Because
but I like
we're
it. Like,
kind of going in order of strengths of this car.
oh, see, I do have to kind of.
See, yeah, put your foot into it. It
Okay,
picks up.
okay.
Don't pick up into the Honda Accord.
Well,
in front of us,
that wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
Why does the CVT do that though?
They are sort of for efficiency. It gives you like theoretically the right gear ratio at all times. The downside is when you stomp on it, it hangs the revs. So
so you want to gently?
It's not stepping up and down. It
Yeah,
just
it
hangs up.
definitely feels different to me than what I'm used to.
Right, but this car does it well, and it's very quiet.
Yes. Okay, I can see that. But so that would take me a little bit of getting used to, but I would, can I like floor it now real quick?
Yeah.
But so you have to.
And see, it'll find the right ratio.
Oh, but it does. I see what you're saying.
See?
It like slowly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this has 277 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty good
That's a
for
lot.
this class of vehicle. Yeah, it's
I
not
said
bad.
that like I know.
No, you don't know. It's not a lot. It's just good for this class.
I have no idea. Whenever he starts talking about pound-feet of torque, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Your
well, we
girl's
probably
out.
already have at this point.
And how it makes all the horsepower. Like, why do we say it makes horsepower? That's like so
Because
weird.
the engine makes power.
It just sounds weird. Now, I will say, when I drove it on the interstate, that was the first time I had driven it, and there was a little bit of traffic, and it was early morning, so it was dark, and everything I wanted to be able to do, I just instinctively knew where it was. You know what I mean? I wanted to turn the air.
Right.
I wanted to, like,
Yeah.
which, like, to me is wonderful, and I do see why people like that about Subarus, is that, like, I want to turn the air down. It was right here. Like,
Right.
everything is where you would expect it to be. You're not looking for stuff, which I definitely appreciate.
Yeah. So one of the things that immediately stood out to me when I got behind the wheel of the Ascent, because keep in mind, if you've made it this far in the video, you know that we find the Ascent to be, what would you call it, charmingly dorky? Like,
Sure.
yeah, it's very dorky looking. The styling is not the thing that's going to grab your attention. So I jumped in the Ascent to, I think, go pick up Hallie for practice or something like that. And the first thing that stood out to me was the driving experience. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. However, last summer when I had the Subaru Crosstrek, we actually drove that all the way down to the beach. We had it for 2 weeks on vacation. And I was shocked when I drove that by how much I just enjoyed being behind the wheel. I think, if I remember correctly, last year, Subaru had recently redesigned their seats, and it's noticeable. These seats are phenomenal. We've been in this car for hours this weekend driving Hallie to volleyball.
Well, and I was just chilling in the back seat. I could have taken a
Yeah,
legit nap back there.
You were legit actually just sitting in the back seat.
Because it reclines a little bit.
We
That was good.
remembered that I had to film. And it's just such a comfy car to live with. I am truly blown away by the driving experience and how much me, the enthusiast side of the channel, appreciates driving this thing, this big family crossover. It's so much more buttoned down. Like this, watch. that is one of the gnarliest bumps on our drive that you have a lot of trouble holding the camera, and it settles immediately right back down again. And there's a firmness to it, just this little kind of 20% of firmness that feels not sporty, but it just feels controlled. There's no rocking, there's no undue motions, there's just a comfortable, compliant ride. And on the highway, it is downright serene. Like, this is exactly, serene. It is Serenity Now, like on Seinfeld. This is how you want your family SUV to drive. The steering is a nice weight. It's light, like you'd expect a big crossover to be, but it's not like, school bus, like, 5 turns lock to lock, and it's not sporty for no reason. The brake pedal might be one of the best kind of dialed in brake pedals.
It's just exactly intuitive, like exactly what you would want.
It is the most progressive crossover like of this size that we've done. As you press more firmly, you get exactly the increase in brake pressure that you desire. The throttle, perfect. You tip into it, you get some because it's a CVT. You like romp. I said romp on it earlier, and you laughed at me. You romp on it, and the CVT simulates kickdowns. It simulates gears and gets you up to speed. This isn't a fast SUV, but like it's not bad, and you can just cruise along. I just can't say enough good things about the driving experience in this. The only 3-row crossover that I feel like we have personally experienced, and by we I mean me, because you weren't on the press event for this, is the Chevy Traverse, the brand new Chevy Traverse, which is quite a bit more expensive than this in fully loaded trim. You're going to be shelling out, like for the RS version, 56, 57, and this is 49. So that is a massive difference, right? And so the Chevy Traverse is the only one where I feel like the overall driving experience of that thing is as good or better than the Forester. The Ascent. Yeah, sorry. The Ascent. It looks like a giant Forester. So I can't say enough good things about it. Like I think that the Telluride Palisade all are a little too soft. Just a little too soft for me. Now, gush, praise. I'm going to talk about a couple drawbacks. The first is the safety systems as a plus and minus. This thing is fantastically safe. You've got all the airbags, you've got all of the monitoring systems, you've got active and passive safety systems. However, the active systems can be a little bit annoying. This thing, if I raise my coffee to my face to take a sip, the little attention warning, because the eye monitor is right there, it'll start blinking.
I want to say, though, when I drove this, I didn't have any of that problem.
Okay, and here's the thing.
It didn't bother me at all. It didn't beep at me at all. I was drinking coffee.
Let me make an excuse for the Ascent. It could be because I'm so much taller than the average person. Maybe it's losing.
Because I literally had none of that.
Yeah, because every time I literally turn my head or look away, I get the warning sign in the dash that I need to pay attention to the road. So I maybe it's because I'm too tall, because I'm almost 6'6". I don't know. But that's kind of annoying. The other thing is the adaptive cruise control system is just okay. It's very normal. It literally feels like the exact same one out of the Crosstrek, which is a $20,000 cheaper vehicle. Maybe not quite 20, like 15,000, but it's notably cheaper. And this one, we used it on the trip up to North Georgia for a volleyball tournament. It works fine, but it's not doing anything super intuitive. And because Subaru prioritizes safety, you cannot take your hands off the wheel for more than like 10 to 20 seconds. And I mean, if you were driving 6-7 hours to the beach or something, that would be a little irritating. So the fact that it's got a decent adaptive cruise control at $49,000, yeah, you're getting a good value for your money at $49,000, but like the system is just very basic, right? It's not good, not bad, just very basic. That's about it, honestly. One of the things that I am incredibly impressed with is the behavior of this CVT transmission, which is redundant because CVT stands for continuously variable transmission. Yeah. So the CVT is so well dialed in. It's so well calibrated. It's also quiet, because CVTs, if you step on them and you're trying to accelerate, they hang the revs, and if they're not well damped, like you hear like the thing spinning, the variable ratio spinning, and you hear the engine wind up. You don't really get that in this. Like it's a very pleasant and smooth experience, and it makes that turbo 4-cylinder feel even smoother than it probably is. I mean, just this thing is so easy to drive. It's also from behind the wheel, and I think you said this a second ago in your driving thing, like everything, you just reach out and you know exactly where everything is. Like, I want to open the hatch down by my left knee. I want to change the temperature controls. They're always on the bottom of the screen. I got hard buttons right here. You know what I noticed? One thing this thing doesn't have?
What?
A wireless charger.
Oh, yeah.
Now, in its defense, it's got
have a lot of plugs,
it's got a crap ton of charge
That's not a wireless
ports.
charger right there?
I don't think so. I don't think it's just a
space.
pocket. Well, and it's because the center console's so low and down,
It's
like
not
to give
very
you
big.
give you more space. So honestly, I don't really care. I mean, do you care?
No, I don't. Even in cars that have them, I don't find myself using it very
No,
often.
I don't really care. Let's be honest, viewers. A lot of brands' wireless chargers kind of suck. They just make your
They
phone
don't do that
hot.
much,
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't charge it. They just make it hot. So I honestly,
and honestly, most people, if they're sitting as a passenger wanting to charge their phone, they want it to be plugged in so they can actually use it.
You would just plug it in. Yeah, exactly.
And most if you're using it where you're using the map or something, most of the wireless chargers are not where you could see the map.
No.
So it's not really a usable. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, you can't wirelessly charge and use it.
Yeah.
I would go so
They
far
need to have
say,
like a stand-up one, like a.
Some do. Hyundai and
thing?
Kia do, but you still can't use your phone. It just takes up less space.
Yeah.
So how about this? I would say I don't really care about wireless chargers.
It's one of those things that I think is cool.
Yeah, I want to
like,
know
fun, it has a wireless charger, but I don't.
I want to know
it
if
gets
you
used
care
as
about a
much.
wireless charger. Comment why, because I'm just curious. I'm not judging. I'm curious. I love the way this thing drives. I was so shocked to get in it. I hope that's being communicated. I am, and you can vouch for this. I like to drive, and I get very particular about the way cars drive. Just like you get very particular about things in the interior, like the steering wheel spoke.
Yes, I do.
I am very particular about the way cars drive.
I am too, though, with braking and stuff.
Yeah, and you do. Yeah, you hate the grabby brake pedal and the annoying gear shifts. I'm very particular about the ride handling balance, and that is, to me, this thing's like ace up its sleeve. Like, I would not have imagined it. And Subaru people, I get you. I really get you. I really enjoyed that Crosstrek, and I really enjoyed the Ascent. And maybe I'm really starting to understand.
Well, isn't Subaru like that commercial where people like have the Subaru for forever, and then
And
they
they
like
give it
give
to
their
their
old
kids.
Subaru to their kid, and then
Yeah.
they go get a new Subaru? Like, I get it.
Well,
It
because
makes
you know
sense.
what their tagline is. Subaru
always
is love.
is love.
It's love.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's safety, and it's I get
Maybe
it.
so.
Maybe so. Maybe Subaru's love.
There's nothing that I am like in love with, but there's also nothing that I dislike.
Okay.
So it's right, which I feel like is where the Subaru is, though.
Explain for the people.
It's like in
For
the
the
middle. Like the
potential
wheel
Subaru
is
shoppers.
the wheel is fine. I don't, I hate this thing here. This to me is kind of outdated. The buttons and stuff on here feel a little outdated to me.
Okay.
But I mean, it's got a heated steering wheel.
It's got all the options.
Yeah, it's got all the options. It feels great. I'm about to sneeze.
Oh, what else is new?
There's leather. I mean, the leather feels lovely.
Yeah, it actually has
It
really nice
seems very high
materials.
quality, and I like the little touches, like the leather right here on the dash, the leather on the
except
door.
for and that's,
The wood? I think the wood looks fine.
it looks fine. It's
Yeah.
just very, very fake.
Well, but it's literally only on the door panels.
And the center console.
And where?
Down low.
Oh, down here.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind this, the gear shift.
Well, because it's just normal.
Yeah, because it's just normal.
Yeah, it's
like
Subaru.
I would
It's just
rather have
normal.
this than like a weird so like
You would actually.
Yes, I would. So there's a lot of things that like are not going to be super fancy. They're not super exciting. But sometimes I don't want something to be fancy. I just want it to work.
Yeah.
And I want it to work the right way, the way I want it to work when I'm trying to drive. So that is, I think, what the Subaru does really well. All the buttons are exactly where you would think it is. The parking thing is here. The camera's here. Your AC and stuff is here. I don't usually love a vertical screen thing.
Yeah.
I don't hate this one. It's okay. I don't like the backup camera. Well, I'm sure you've shown them that or are going to.
Well, I can do it now and when I talk about it
Yeah.
later.
I actually think the vertical kind of whatever these are look kind of cool.
The vents. on
Yeah,
the
like
sides.
I like how this
Yeah.
looks a little different to me.
Yeah.
It's nothing exciting.
It's not the same, yeah.
Yeah, the sunroof is great.
Yeah,
it's
that's a nice big panoramic roof.
huge panoramic
Yeah.
sunroof. The doors, there's actually one thing, and I'll show you when we get in the back. There's a ton of cup holders.
Yeah,
and they're actually
sized for
usable.
different sizes.
Yes, and they're actually, like, I hate the ones that are in a door and they're not actually usable.
You feel like a can.
These are actually usable. Yeah, and you know what else I like? Which is kind of weird, but I'm gonna come pull this a little bit so I can see it. Can you come in here? This is like an actual little compartment where you could put something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it's closed. Like, so many of these are open and you put things in there and they fall. Like, it's not actually a thing.
Well, that's where my phone was when we were.
Yeah, and like I had my AirPods in there earlier. Like, it's an actual usable compartment, which I know is like a silly little thing, but that really bothers me on some cars. Like, what's the point of that if it's not
It's just like
usable?
an empty handle.
Yeah, like, which I think is dumb. But yeah, I mean, I really have no complaints with this car. There's nothing that's going to really wow you, I don't think. But I don't think everybody wants to be wowed.
It's super functional.
Yeah. I think some people just want a functional, usable car that looks nice, even if a little bit dorky, but
A little bit.
I
Okay,
would drive this car though.
Oh, okay.
I would.
Wow.
I would.
All
It's a
right.
great value.
Yeah,
It's a
it
great
is,
value,
yeah.
I think. So yeah,
For
I would
under
totally drive
50,
it.
It's impressive.
Yeah. You want to see what the back seat
Well,
looks
let's see
like?
how the space is.
Okay. All right, so now I'm in the back seat. This is my first time back here. And the leather is really lovely.
It actually feels great.
It's very comfortable, very lovely. Look at all the cup holders. You have like 3 different
Yeah,
ones on here
there,
and another one
And
here
there.
on both sides. And there's 2
And
down
down on the
here.
floor, yeah.
Like,
Very useful.
very useful cup. And we used a lot of them this weekend.
Especially
Very
when
useful
your
cup
kid
holders.
has like 9 different drinks, like Hallie.
Yeah, when she wants like a water and a lemonade
Yeah.
a night, yeah. I am not sure about the carpet. Like, what's happening with the carpet?
I think they're just trying to be fancy.
Well, I like the idea of it, but
Yeah.
I don't like
This is like the touring side.
I don't like this style. I do like there's like a little, it's like a walkway, like a hallway. Like what is this?
You
Like
just call it a hallway? You mean
Yeah.
the captain's chairs? The
Yeah, but
space
it's
between
like a little raised up little walkway.
them? Walkway.
Yeah, like it's a hallway
I
between
think
a
the
hallway to get to the
downside
back seat.
is when all the seats are folded, it's still an open hole.
It's still a hallway.
Right. So if you put something there, it would fall.
But you've got little charging things here. You have heated seats back here. You have your
Mhm.
temperature gauges.
Yeah.
You've got these guys, vents.
You have trouble with the vents today?
I do. It's very comfortable.
What are these holes in the carpet? Vents. Continue.
But I like it, and I do like the hallway. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I will forever call it a hallway because I don't know what else you would
Do you
call
want
it.
to try the third row?
Can we see? Yeah.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Do I take the hallway?
I think I would do the seat to show people how
No,
the
I'm gonna
seat
take the
operates.
hallway.
You're going to take the hallway?
Yeah, that's what it's for. It's a hallway.
I don't think so.
See? It's a hallway. See, I walked down the hallway to get to the back seat. See why it's a hallway? Does nobody get it?
I mean, I
Okay.
think people understand a space between two things is a hallway.
I can't really fit back here.
Where's your face?
Right here?
Oh.
Way over here because I can't really fit back there. The seat's kind of inverted. I'm sure there's a way to adjust that,
yeah, you can.
but I can't figure it out.
There's pull the handle of the top shoulder, that strap up there, and you can.
Oh, phew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was,
Where'd
whoa.
You're going
Whoa,
out.
I'm kind of laid back
Yeah, you're out of the shot.
with my mind on my money. My legs don't fit.
Yeah, and you're 5'9".
Yeah, so if you're 5'9", you're
So
probably not.
5'9", behind 5'9".
But look, I can keep my foot out in the hallway.
Oh my God. Say hallway one more time.
Hallway.
All right, we're leaving. Bye.
Whoa, you want me to show you how the seat works while I'm back here?
I mean, you can try.
If you don't want to take the hallway,
There you go.
you can do that. It's pretty
Well, and
spacious.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Hallway.
No, this one is the hallway.
Now, as you can see, the review is getting more positive as we go along, and we're going to continue that trend in here. First of all, materials are pretty great, okay? We talked about this, you talked about this, like the leather that they're using in here feels nice, feels premium, especially at the lower end of the pricing for kind of fully loaded 3-row crossovers. This is a very pleasant interior to be in, especially these seats. Can't say enough good things about them. They have just the right amount of space and firmness. I, at almost 6.5 feet tall, so I'm 6'5" and change, because of the Ascent's dorky styling, I've got tons of headroom.
Because the
Tons.
dorkies.
Because it's like more upright, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not trying to be overly stylish. So for a tall family like ours, that gives us a lot of space, okay? So there are definite positives that come with the dorky styling, and I appreciate that I can have a panoramic sunroof and have a ton of headroom. All right, these seats, like I said, very comfy with long legs, easy to drive, great driving position. Now, a couple things about the technology. I don't mind the vertical screen as much as I just mind the technology interface. The Starlink system, first of all, the graphics look like crap. Like I don't like the graphics on the Starlink system. I know like a lot of people are going, but it's a Subaru and it's all functional and everything. Totally true, right? The window switches, all the switches and stuff operate with a nice, you know, kind of premium click, like it feels good and it's all laid out very thoughtfully.
Premium click.
Premium click. Yeah, the window switches are nice and clicky.
It's just funny.
You know, but that's weird because like then the graphics of the actual infotainment system don't look great. And twice,
kind of dated.
Yeah, very dated looking. Twice it crashed on me, which was not cool. Once when CarPlay was running, once when I just turned the car on and the screen just stayed blank after the rear view cameras went off. The rear view cameras, the view sucks. The fact that it puts the whole sensor thing underneath the cameras is stupid. It should, if it's going to be vertical, it should show you the rear view and the surround stacked on top of each other and not a view of the sensors. That makes zero sense, okay? So there are some kind of things like that are a bummer. Now, back to the positives though. Does any of that detract from like the usability of the car? Well, except for the screen not coming on. But like, no, it doesn't. Like, and having analog gauges, I'm a tech kind of guy. I don't mind having the analog gauges, honestly. Like, call it kind of charmingly old school. So this interior, from a materials, a comfort, quality, and a usability standpoint, top notch. Get that infotainment, like second gen Starlink maybe, or third gen, I don't know what gen it's on, but like the next gen Starlink system, make it look a little nicer and run a little faster, and there would literally be zero complaints about this thing, okay? There's one catch though, that the Ascent is slightly smaller than the competition, which I'll show you in the back seat. All right, so this is like the seat is set to where both of us would feel comfortable driving because you like to drive with your legs longer than me.
With my legs longer.
And well, legs extended further than me.
Okay.
And so that puts me right at the kind of back of the seat. So I don't have a lot of extra space. Now, to be fair, this isn't a huge difference between something like a Kia Telluride. The new Chevy Traverse and Toyota Grand Highlander probably are champions when it comes to interior space and cargo volume. So like I said, with the 18 cubic feet behind the third row, 48 cubic feet behind the second row, this thing is competitive. This is competitive, but if you are super tall and constantly driving tall people around, just keep in mind that you are at about the limits of what someone over, 6'5" could do. Headroom, I do have headroom still, which is nice because this roof, and we're stadium seating, so we're a little bit higher up. So that's nice to be able to sit and see over the top of people and still have headroom here. So, like I said, it's a little compromise. Now, as you've probably already demonstrated, the third row is not really adult friendly here. So in something like the Grand Highlander,
you gonna try to get back there?
No.
Never see you again.
The Grand Highlander Traverse, you could probably fit an adult back there for a short amount of time. In the Ascent, you're probably going to want to, just relegate the small children to the third row. And small children, no one middle school age or up would be happy back there, I don't think. All right, so wrapping up the 2024 Subaru Ascent Touring Trim. This is a fantastic car, and I want to give a shout out once again to the Subaru's safety record. If we haven't already said enough about it, this is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus recently under their latest standards, as well as an NHSTA or whatever the acronym is, 5-star crash safety rated. So, you've got all the airbags, you've got all the safety systems. As I said in the driving portion, they can be a little irritating, okay? So Subaru, you might want to just kind of dial it back just a little bit on some of those active reminders. But this is a phenomenal overall package. held back maybe only by the styling. And that honestly depends on you. That depends on you as the viewer, as the person who's interested in this vehicle. If you're looking at purchasing it, if you clicked on this video, you might already not really mind the styling all that much. Hopefully the B-roll shows you the good and the bad of the styling. In terms of functionality, usability, comfort, driving dynamics, the Subaru Ascent, in my opinion, is near the top of the class. In fact, like I said, in driving dynamics, this thing is maybe second only to the Chevy Traverse, the brand new Chevy Traverse, because I love the ride handling balance of the Subaru Ascent. If you had asked, well, both of us to be fair, at the beginning of this week with the Subaru Ascent, would I feel strongly about it one way or another by the end of the week? I would have been like, no, I mean, that doesn't look like a car that I would be super interested in. However, just like we felt about the Subaru Crosstrek, go check out that review, I'll link it below, we both felt exactly the same when X showed up, and by the end of the week, we were like, this is a great small car. Like, it's a great small SUV. This is a great big SUV.
Mid-size.
It really is, but mid-size, 3-row crossover, right? It is great in so many ways.
Are you trying to be Tony the Tiger?
It is great. Yeah. Don't eat. We're not sponsored by Frosted Flakes, you know? I mean, we're not opposed to it. Actually, I'm just kidding. Eat healthy. It's good for you. So the Subaru Ascent, well, kind of fits into that mold. It's kind of like your healthy breakfast cereal. That's a weird like transition that actually kind of works here. I'm kind of going to go with
it's
this.
It's not flashy like Frosted Flakes.
Exactly. You wanted Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but
like
Cinnamon Toast Crunch wasn't good enough for you. You know what this is? This is cornflakes. This is total. And you're going to thank us for it later when you're older and you're our age, all right? So Subaru Ascent, definitely 2 thumbs up for me, and I'll let you take it out because you were surprisingly generous with your ratings.
Yeah.
So now for the Megan moment. The exterior, like a 6.
Yeah, ouch.
I mean, I really don't like the front end. It's really dorky looking. I like the side view. The back is So I'm going to go like a 6. But honestly, I wouldn't not get this car because of the outside.
Okay.
I just think if you really love the way the exterior of a car is, that maybe this isn't the
outerior.
Maybe this isn't the outerior for you.
No.
Interior, I'm gonna go like.
You're slow with the ratings today.
Like I'm thinking, it's hard for this one's hard for me.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that wows you.
Subaru Ascent is tricky.
Yeah, because there's nothing that wows you, but like everything is done really well.
Yeah.
So like that to me has to say something. I'm gonna go like an 8.
Okay.
There's really nothing wow about it to like bring it up to a 9 or something, but there's nothing I dislike about the interior. And the more I drive this car, so driving wise, I'm gonna go like a 9.
Whoa, okay. Wow.
I thought it drove really well.
It does.
And as I drove it, I was like, I could drive this car. Like, I get why people like Subarus. And I think my mom would say that she has a Subaru. What does she have? Forester. And I think she would say the same thing. Like, she doesn't want anything fancy. She just wants a car that does what she wants it to do when she wants it to do it. And I think that's what the Subaru does really well. Quality or value, I'm going to go like
$49,000.
I mean,
fully loaded.
9.5?
Yeah.
Like,
it's good value.
I feel like that's a really good value for a 3-row SUV that's
and you get
good
all-wheel
quality.
Drive, and you get top safety pick.
Top safety
safe.
pick. Yeah. Like to me, that's awesome. It does what you want it to do. It may not have all the but it's fully loaded. It's got a lot of bells and whistles, but it just doesn't show them off the way I think some cars do.
People like style.
But yeah, so people who like style, maybe this isn't your thing, but like it's a very functional, great car that does what it's supposed to do for a good price and will keep your family safe, which I think for some people is
what's most important.
Yeah.
For
most people, I would actually like to say.
Subaru wins.
So overall, I would give it probably like an 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, to me, value and safety really put it through the roof. I would actually drive this car, which I did not think I would say at the beginning of this review.
Bravo.
Or the beginning of the week when we got the car.
Good job, Subaru.
So there you go. Yeah. So let's see. I don't know what Jack thought about it. I've just said that. I know.
I already told them.
Okay, I just didn't watch his part. Okay, because
time to like and subscribe. Time to
like, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll understand the order.
After a year. It's only been a year.
You want to see what the inside looks like?
Well,
the exterior?
Not necessarily. We got other things to do.
Maybe
here.
not in this order.
You're just transitioning however you darn well please. I'll just take care of the transitions for you.
Sounds good.
No, this is not your video.
Yes, it is.
All right. What do you think?
I'm just flabbergasted. He just told me to man up.
Because you
Because
said
it's
it's
bright.
too bright outside.
You know what? It should be woman up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it from
Human
you.
up.
I don't want to hear it from you, mister.
Human
it's a
up.
little bright.
Person up.
Okay, so we are here, we'll ignore my husband, with the 2024 Subaru Ascent.
How many times are we going to introduce this car?
Ascent. What?
How many times are we introducing this car?
However many times you need to. You always tell me to introduce it, so I don't know. You can just cut it if you don't want this part. All right. We're in the interior of the 2024 Subaru Ascent.
Oh my God, if you say
And-
2024 Subaru Ascent one more time.
I don't understand you.